The story keeps getting wilder. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. It looks like the Treasury, with a joint statement with the Federal Reserve, has taken some drastic actions to shore up our banking sector, and all the clowns that thought the world was ending, that all the banks were going to collapse, that were instilling fear into you, have been proven once again to be absolute fools. Now here we have a joint statement from the Treasury and Federal Reserve, and in it they said some very important things. After receiving a recommendation from the boards of the FDIC and Federal Reserve and consulting with the President, Secretary Yellen approved actions enabling the FDIC to complete its resolution of Silicon Valley Bank in a matter that fully protects all depositors. All depositors. Depositors will have access to all of their money, starting Monday, March 13th. That's today. No losses associated with the resolution of Silicon Valley Bank will be borne by the taxpayer. Now, if you don't know, the FDIC insures up to $250,000 per depositor. People that had their money in Silicon Valley Bank that had way more money in there had some money that was uninsured by the FDIC. What they're saying here is that everybody, even people that were not covered by FDIC insurance, are gonna get their money back. They're gonna be able to take out all of their money, should they so choose, on March 13th, aka today. And I'm sure most of them are going to take out all of their money. Now, in a further step, they said shareholders and certain unsecured debt holders will not be protected. That's good. That's the risk of investing in a security or lending money to a bank. Senior management has been removed. Any losses to the deposit insurance fund to support the uninsured depositors will be recovered by a special assessment on banks as required by law. So basically, they're bailing out everybody. Even if you weren't insured, you really are insured. And who's going to pay for it? Other banks. But hey, at least, quote unquote, it's not the taxpayer. Now, there's some other stuff going on, okay? So they're not just protecting the Silicon Valley Bank depositors. They're also opening a couple things up. They're giving access, liquidity access, to banks throughout the United States in the event that this continues to happen. Now, the reason they're doing this, like I said, is because there are a bunch of clowns and fear-mongering people that wish to profit off of this scenario that are trying to instill fear. And don't worry, I will be addressing this in later videos. I will be calling out some specific names. But people are terrified. And what happens in a bank run is that people are so scared, they run to the bank and they try to get all their money out. And because everybody wants to get their money out at once, the bank doesn't have all that money. Most of the money's in loans, or it's in Treasury securities, like in the case of Silicon Valley Bank. The banks don't have the money. Now, what is the Fed doing? The Fed said it will offer bank loans for up to a year in exchange for U.S. Treasury bonds and mortgage-backed securities that have tumbled in value. The Fed will honor the debt's original value for the banks that take the loans. So what that sounds like is if a bank needs to swap out a bunch of loans and mortgage-backed securities and Treasury bonds, and they need some liquidity, well, they can just swap it out with the Fed. The Fed will give them cash, and the banks can meet the withdrawal request of the depositors. In addition to that, the Treasury will also provide $25 billion in credit protection to insure against banks' losses. That should help banks easily access cash when they are in need. Oh my God. Does it look like the crisis has potentially been averted, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, it looks like it does. The government and the Federal Reserve have intervened to stop a widespread panic. This is what they do. This is what history has taught us. This has happened before. Now we live in an age of social media where absolute clowns on the internet can send the fear of God into people so much faster than they ever used to be. And this is very good, in my opinion, that they're acting this quickly to stop any panic. So no, the world's not ending, okay? That's it. Go to your job. Don't run to your bank and be a clown and take all your money out. Go to work like a normal person, make money, and have a normal day. Cheers!